What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Andy Williams Christmas special. We'll have the Osmonds come out a little bit later to do some Christmas songs for you. But before we get to that, I want to talk about today. Today marks the 5th anniversary of the first video that I uploaded on this channel. I actually had to look that up. I've been thinking about how long I've been doing this, and I went back and I looked, and I was like, oh, well, you're actually coming up on 5 years. Might be a good opportunity to kind of just riff a little bit about the vinyl community and YouTube and what am I doing here, right? Here is a great thing that I haven't done in a long time. I got a VCLT package in the mail. And it's not even really VCLT because it's from my buddy Dean. Those of you might remember Dean he had his channel, Grandma's Handbag. He doesn't do videos anymore. Dean and I still keep in touch. He lives in Sydney, Australia. We send each other packages occasionally. Like earlier this year, I sent him like some bottles of cheer wine. Dean sent me a package. It's really nice because it has a bunch of little goodies in there for the kids. He recently went to Japan and he had grabbed some little knickknacks and things for them there. My son Sam is really into basketball lately, and he bought him a t-shirt of like a Japanese pro basketball team or something. Really cool. Put something in there for my wife. He made like a donation to, or he bought these 2 things, and then the proceeds go to a nonprofit that focuses on literacy for Indigenous people of Australia. So it's just really smart guy, knows exactly what he's doing. My wife greatly appreciated that. I knew a couple of things he might be sending me. This is one of them. This CD is by the Rebel Astronauts. We talked about this when I did my slowcore video. He also sent me this album by The Tall Grass, which is a project by Peter Fenton of Crow and Jamie Hutchings from Blue Bottle Kiss. He's sent me a Blue Bottle Kiss CD before. There's liner notes from Robert Forster, so this is Australia all the way. Then it's just ridiculous. So while he was in Japan, he grabbed this album, A Song for Wounded Knee. It's the Richard Davis Trio. It has Joe Beck, but also Jack DeJohnette. It's a Japanese white label promo. Super nice. He sent me this Australian pressing of Cloud 9 by The Temptations. This is an album that has evaded me for years. Eric Weinbender and I were actually just commenting back and forth at each other on Instagram about this era. So it was amazing that when I opened this box, this was in there. I don't know how Dean even remembered that I needed this. Now this one we have talked about, and this was just ridiculously nice. Space Ritual by Hawkwind. Now the cover's ripped up. I don't give a shit. This is a incredibly nice gift. It's a 73 pressing. I believe it's a US pressing. This one has been a high up on my want list. And I say I have a want list, but I don't really have like an official want list. But this is one that has always, that for several years now, has been there for me. So I just think there's really only one other Hawkwind album that I really would like to have. All right, so let's get back to this 5 years in the vinyl community thing. Whatever that even means. My first video was a contest entry for Noble Records. I met Dylan through his pop-ups that he would have around town where we live in the same area. I started following him on Instagram. I learned about his YouTube channel through that. I saw that he was hosting this contest. I thought that I would do a video. From there, that led to a vinyl tag, and then that led to me just continuing to make videos, and here we are 5 years later. And I've made about as many videos as Mazzy makes in a month. So it's not like I'm like posting a lot of stuff. If I was to do a reintroduction to the vinyl community, like a video that reintroduced myself to the vinyl community, because there are a lot of people that have started making videos since I started and they don't even know who I am. The very first thing I would say is I am not a music critic. I'm not trying to pretend to be a music journalist. I am not an expert in anything. Those of you that watch me regularly know this. I am not an expert at all. This channel and the videos that I post are pure music fandom. Do I do artist spotlights and things like that? Yes. But it's more about, or I try to make it more about, my relationship to that band or how I learned about them or how I discovered them. But I still don't really think of it as I'm creating content for people to absorb. I don't ever think of those videos as videos that people are seeking out to learn about stuff that's new to them. I guess because I just don't take myself that seriously. I think there are a lot of people in the vinyl community now, whether they monetize, whether they don't monetize, whether they consider themselves vinyl community purists or whatever. I think there are a lot of people that take themselves a little too seriously. And I think that there are a lot of people that take their record collection a little too seriously, to be completely honest. I'm not creating content, if that makes any sense. I don't really consider myself a content creator. So all of that said, why am I doing this? Now, I don't know. And I ask myself that quite a bit. And I'll tell you why I ask myself that. I watch a lot of other people's channels and videos, and there are some people that I think that are just really good at it. People have all varying opinions of my friend Mazzy. And I do consider Mazzy a friend. Am I on all the live streams with him all the time and all that? No. But we message each other every once in a while, and we kind of have like an understanding. Hopefully we're going to see each other and finally meet in person soon. But people have a lot of opinions on my friend Mazzy, and I just think that Mazzy's just really good at what he does. I think that he's very engaging, and I think that he's very entertaining to watch, and I think that he has a talent for talking about music in a pretty unscripted fashion and is a lot better at it than a very good orator. I'm not. I'm like, like all the time. I edit out so many uhs and ums when I do these videos. That's why I have all these quick cuts in my videos. I think that he actually is providing content for people. I'm not doing that on that same level, mostly just because I'm just not as good at it as he is, right? Sam, the Vinyl Douche, my absolute favorite channel in the vinyl community. He shows a bunch of music that I'm not familiar with. He talks about it, describes it accurately, and he's got something new for me and most of the people that watch his channel like every week. And he's incredibly funny, and it's a very entertaining channel, and he's a lot better at this than I am. And he doesn't even have 1,000 subscribers. I don't think he cares about that stuff. Push Sam across the 1,000 mark, please. Then there are other channels that you can learn a lot about music from. I'm thinking of people like, Julius Strubar, who doesn't make as many videos anymore. Dom, Seeking a Thread. Fred, Big Star 1000. Alex, Motoric 24/7. These are channels that I truly actually learned something from. And there are people that they're friends with that I don't watch as much. I don't provide the same kind of service that those guys do either. I might be occasionally turning somebody on to something new or whatever, But it's not, I'm not expanding horizons over here or anything. So that's again another reason why I ask, why do I do this really? So when I first started this channel, I did everything that everybody else does. I did a ton of contest entries. I did thread responses. I did vinyl finds videos or not vinyl finds videos. Over time, I've made less vinyl finds videos intentionally. I still probably make more than I really want to, but mostly when I do a vinyl finds video, it's because there's like been a meetup involved or something. And that's kind of the only time that I'm really interested in doing those anymore, is if it involves meeting up with somebody, or maybe it was like a trip somewhere out of town or something. But I'm not just gonna be showing what I picked up this week or whatever. I'm just being honest. And I have friends that's what they do in their videos. And I watch their videos. It's because I already kind of have an existing relationship with them. I'm not seeking out new channels that are just showing whatever I bought this week. I much prefer people that are actually talking about the music, not just doing like this. Like, I was at this record store in Boone, North Carolina that I love, and I saw this Evan Parker with Birds for Steve Lacy record for $12. And I saw Alex Motoric 24/7 talk about this on his channel, and so I bought it. And it's awesome. And then I just move on to the next thing. That's a lie. What I just did, bold-faced fucking lie. I did find it at a store, in a store in Boone, North Carolina. I always find really interesting stuff in there. This is a really interesting record that I remember Alex talking about. I thought I would take a shot at it, because I've been kind of exploring a little bit more beyond my boundaries. I got it home, I listened to it. It's not for me. It's just not for me. Is it interesting art? Yes. Did it make me look into Steve Lacy a little bit more? Yes. Is this album for me? No. It's not awesome. For me, it's not. You could do that all the time. You could just go buy a bunch of records that you saw other people show on their channels. I've done that. I still do that. And then I could just show, hey, I found it. So-and-so showed this and I found it too, and it's awesome. On to the next record. I'm not interested in that. I'm not interested in that exchange anymore. I want more of a conversation about the music itself. I understand why people have the expectations if they just stumble upon my videos of what they're supposed to be and what their intent is. It's a very confusing thing. I don't consider myself a content creator, but I guess what I'm putting out there appears to be someone trying to be a content creator. And this is why, because it's on YouTube. This is what YouTube is for. YouTube is for content creation. Its entire business model is based on that. And its entire business model is based on you wanting to monetize, eventually monetize, and create your own kind of channel that has episodic content. That's the whole point of the platform. So I think actually there's a lot of people that do this, me included, that are using probably the wrong platform to do what it is that they're doing. And I'm not saying that if you're on YouTube and you're not monetizing that you're doing it wrong, whatever. There's no rules. There's no right or wrong. I'm just saying to insult people or imply that they're not as valid as you are because they monetize is stupid. It's so dumb. I don't pass any judgment on anybody for doing whatever they want to do on YouTube with their channel. If it's just not for you, then it's not for you. Do I have opinions about some people's channels? Yes. Have I shared those with other people in direct messages or texts or whatever? Yes. Because of what I'm doing, I'm not as interested in channels that I see that are obviously trying to build a business or a brand or something right out of the gate. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. More power to you. Congratulations on any success that you have. You're actually using this platform for the proper reasons, or you're using this platform correctly. I'm not. So again, why am I doing this? Again, I said this was going to be a rambling thing. The reason why I still do it is for the same reason that I started. It was to kind of scratch an itch. I don't have the same people in my life that I once did that I would talk about music with regularly. A lot of people just quit caring about music as much as I did, which is probably the best thing to do. Probably one of these things you should do as you grow older. So I just don't have those conversations. I don't want to aggravate my wife with it anymore. She loves music. At times, though, I've made her, I joke that I think I've made her hate music because of how much I talk about it. But it was one of the things that we fell in love with each other about, right? Was our shared interest in music. So I started to use this as an outlet to get all of that stuff out, right? And it does that. It still serves that purpose. And so I think that's why I still do it. And I think that's why I will try to continue to do it as much as I can. I guess if anything, it kind of is a diary in some ways. A diarrhea diary of just shit coming out of my mouth. doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense. Digital gramophone doesn't make any sense. That's where we gotta fucking end this right here. We're just gonna end this right there.
Digital gramophone makes no sense.